A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant diplomatic encounter, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin met on the sidelines of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Tianjin, China. This meeting comes at a time when global oil prices are declining, with Brent crude falling towards $67 a barrel and West Texas Intermediate dropping below $64. Traders are increasingly concerned about a potential oil glut and the implications of Russian supply amidst ongoing geopolitical tensions. The backdrop of this meeting is marked by Washington's efforts to pressure India into halting its imports of Russian oil by imposing secondary tariffs. Modi, in his social media comments, expressed that it was always a delight to meet with Putin, emphasizing the importance of their bilateral relationship. India has defended its ties with Russia, labeling U.S. actions as unfair, unjustified, and unreasonable. Despite U.S. pressure, Indian refiners continue to purchase Russian crude, although there have been instances of opportunistic cargo purchases from the U.S. The global oil benchmark has experienced a 10% decline this year, largely due to increased supply from OPEC+, coupled with fears that the U.S.-led trade war could dampen energy demand. The producer group, which includes Russia, is set to hold a virtual meeting on September 7th to deliberate on their future production strategies. Analysts are predicting a record glut in the oil market next year, with Gao Mingyu, chief energy analyst at SDAC Essence Futures Company, stating that the upcoming OPEC+ meeting will focus on the potential restoration of 1.65 million barrels a day of voluntary production cuts. As the peak season for oil demand comes to an end, the pressure of oversupply is expected to intensify. In the United States, hedge funds have significantly reduced their bullish positions on U.S. crude to the lowest level in nearly 18 years, as uncertainty over economic policies grows alongside concerns about oversupply. The U.S. measures against India are part of a broader strategy to negotiate an end to the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. Modi's meeting with Putin highlighted the deepening ties between India and Russia, especially as relations with Washington become strained due to India's continued purchase of Russian oil. During the summit, Modi referred to the partnership with Moscow as special and privileged, while Putin referred to Modi as a dear friend, underscoring the long-standing friendship between the two nations. The two leaders discussed regional stability, bilateral trade, and energy cooperation, with Modi welcoming peace initiatives aimed at resolving the conflict in Ukraine. Putin's visit to India is planned for December for the 23rd India-Russia Annual Summit. This meeting is particularly significant as it follows the imposition of a 25% tariff on Indian imports by U.S. President Donald Trump, raising the total duties to 50% in retaliation for India's Russian oil purchases. Washington has consistently warned New Delhi against buying Russian crude, claiming it supports Moscow's war efforts in Ukraine. However, India maintains that these imports are crucial for meeting the energy needs of its 1.4 billion citizens. Modi's diplomatic engagements with Russia have increased since the onset of the Ukraine conflict, including visits to Moscow and Kazan last year. Historically, India has sourced most of its crude from the Middle East, but its reliance on Russian oil has surged, now accounting for approximately 37% of India's total oil imports. Bilateral trade between India and Russia has skyrocketed in recent years, reaching a record $68.7 billion in the 2024-25 financial year, with imports from Russia valued at around $64 billion and Indian exports totaling about $5 billion. The two nations aim to elevate their trade to $100 billion by 2030. Modi's meeting with Putin reinforces India's commitment to its long-standing strategic partners while showcasing its ability to navigate complex international relations. Experts suggest that the current tensions between India and the U.S. may be temporary, allowing India to maintain its relationships with both Russia and the U.S. as part of its multi-alignment strategy. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.